It's time for our annual Virtual Ops Holiday Coal Run. If you're not familiar with our virtual operations, my friend John of the New York Central Train Layout blog, and Neil, the owner of the Atlantic Pacific Railroad, and I operate our three layouts together even though we're 1,000 miles apart. We photograph and film trains with identical locomotives and rolling stock, leaving one layout and appearing to arrive on the other. For example, these two Penn Central corrugated gondolas are seen at my Acme Auto Parts with a load of steel. They're empty on Neil's layout, and later they're seen loaded with scrap on John's layout. We've developed a tradition of running a coal op as the holidays approach, sometimes with the whimsical idea of shipping some anthracite to the North Pole for, well, you know who. This year we focused on moving coal to the Bow Power Plant in New Hampshire, which was an actual Penn Central operation back then. The action on my layout opens with a representation of a train Neil dispatched rolling through West Mill on its way to Selkirk. While the hoppers roll by, West Mill's SD9 fires up to start working on the car float. An SW9 with a caboose photobombs the scene. Here are the last moves that the SD9's performing to unload the car float, and then set the hoppers out in the yard. More empty hoppers arrive at West Mill on a local returning from Tri-Mount Cement. They are shoved into the yard next to the string of hoppers pulled from the car float. Later in the day, a unit train of empty hoppers designated as URN-1A arrives at West Mill. This train will pick up the two strings of hoppers in West Mill and take them to Selkirk, and then beyond there to Terminal Yard on John's layout, where they will be loaded at John's Hudson Coal. West Mill is a crew change and engine service point for this train. The pooled powered consist is removed from the train and heads to servicing. While URN-1A's consist is being fueled and sanded, an RSD-12 pulls the two strings of hoppers that will be added to the train. The locomotive servicing is complete, and the consist returns now to its much larger coal train. And the new crew boards. The train receives permission to depart West Mill and heads north to Selkirk. Arriving an hour and a half later to the always busy Selkirk yard, the train runs through and continues to Terminal Yard on John's layout. John's blog featured scenes of empty hoppers being loaded at Hudson Coal. They were then assembled into a train for the Bow Power Plant and assigned an FP7 F7B FP7 lash-up. We've seen a number of photographs of lash-ups like this running actual Penn Central coal trains. Here's the train John dispatched as UB2A, rolling through Selkirk. And later through Mechanicville on the way to New Hampshire. It meets the daily train from Rigby, Massachusetts. The next day, John managed even more loaded hoppers from Hudson Coal, created another UB2A unit train, this one powered by the Penn Central, Baltimore, and Ohio consist that we saw earlier. A winter storm is rolling into the northeast as the train arrives at Selkirk. It stops, and the Penn Central, Baltimore, and Ohio consist is uncoupled and replaced by a U33C GP30 lash-up. The F7s are going to be returning back to Baltimore and Ohio territory soon. UB2A, with its new power, leaves Selkirk and rolls through Mechanicville as snow builds up. Back at Selkirk, the snow keeps coming down as EV4 from Enola arrives. As the train slows to a stop, the Penn Central Baltimore and Ohio consist is seen rolling by, heading on its way to its next assignment, a mixed freight that will take it back through West Mill and points west. The mixed manifest passes through West Mill. The Yard's SW9 once again photobombs the scene, this time with a pair of KP&W boxcars. That's the last train of the day at West Mill, which gives the yard crew a little bit of time to do some holiday decorating. We wish you the best of holidays this year, and thank you for following our annual holiday coal op. We'll see you next year.